make sure we got the recording on. Everything is good. Hey, my name is Curtis McAllister. I'm coming to you from the 19145 here in the beautiful city of Philadelphia. And we're going to talk to all my friends around the world. And as I always do, I would like to say to you, good morning, because somewhere around the world is morning time. So I hope everybody's enjoying themselves this morning. So let's sit back, have a great time, and let's get this thing rolling. Are y'all ready? Okay, here we go. It's time to start building your business, your home economy. Now, what I want everybody to do, take a finger, the index finger, point it to yourself like that, touch your chest and say, if your home economy is not growing, there's nobody else to blame but you. So you're the one to blame technically, but we have a new idea that you can pay off your mortgage, pay off your car payment. You can do so many things with what I'm about ready to present to you this evening. And today, what it's called, we call it the biggest secret on the internet today. It's called the MLS Bitcoin Club Massive Leverage System. And this is an instant payment system, and we're going to jump right in it. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to cut out all the fluff. We're going to have a lot of fun with this presentation. So I'm going to tell you, let's get started. Put your seatbelts on, buckle down, and here we go. Now, the founder and the visionary of the MLS Bitcoin Club is Mr. Derek Perkinson. Hey, he's a master trader. He's an ex-military person with 20 years in the military, in the Army. He was a master sergeant. He's a computer engineer. One of the things he always liked to tell us, and when we have our meetings and webinars, he said to create a safe system to members to accumulate Bitcoins for free. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. A little bit about him. Mr. Wall Street comes from the projects up in Newark, New Jersey. We're kind of like running the same parallel. He came from the projects. I came from along the projects here in Philadelphia. We grew up. I went into the military just as Master Sergeant at that time. Mr. Derek Perkinson did. Hey, we're running the same parallel because we're about wanting to help people, show them that there is a new way and there's a better way to move forward. Now, the biggest disruption in the history as of today is called blockchain. A lot of people might not understand blockchain, but it took me a little bit of time to get involved, to understand what it was also about. So here we go. Blockchain, peer-to-peer. That means person-to-person. We talk about money transfer, copies only. Hey, but the biggest thing is there's no middleman. In a lot of places that you go and try to get in the business to buy a home, buy a car, just do little simple things, there's always a middleman that's involved in it. Right here in this system of blockchain, there is no middleman. Now, what I want to tell you right now, Bitcoin and its disruption of banking. Over 200 times since the beginning of Bitcoin, it was supposed to burst. The bubble's supposed to have burst. As you see right here, it's supposed to went down nothing. That means non-existence is supposed to have stopped. But you know what? Something I want to show y'all, and I'm going to let you hear this. Cryptocurrency will do to banks what email did to the postal service. And I want you to remember that sound in the background that you hear. Cryptocurrency will do to banking what email is going to do to the postal service. And here it goes. You remember the sound. All of y'all remember this.
You got mail.
You got mail. That was AOL. Around about 20, 25 years, maybe 30 years ago, people was testing this thing out. It might have took you between 5 to 10 minutes to get a message through because everything was on analog. Okay, but the way that the system is, it's high internet, fiber, all of these things that make the internet faster. That's why places, when you do an email, you're able to get your email within a minute. Some people say you can get it within seconds. From the United States to Hong Kong, from Hong Kong back to England. These are the types of things that change. And this is what cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is going to do to banking. Trust me. But let me tell you something. One of the things that one of the banks here is called Bank America. Bank America said, hey, you know what? I think we better get in this game. Just like Chase Morgan, the bank up in New York, they said the same thing. It's a lot of other banks. They said, we need to look into getting into cryptocurrency exchange service for their corporate clients. Well, you always start off with your corporate clients because the majority of a lot of corporate clients are not located here in the United States. Do y'all follow me what I'm saying? So what they also doing, they're coming up with their own Bitcoin ATM machines. They call BTM machines, Bitcoin transaction machines. And this is what it is. I'm going to talk a little bit about that a little more. But what I want to explain to you is the big boys are in the game. Here we go. Comparison. One Bitcoin versus the United States dollar equals possibilities. What I mean by possibilities, I'm going to share a little bit about myself and what happened to me in 2008. Some of y'all might remember the crash of 2008. I was sitting home, sitting in my bedroom. I got a text. I got an email. And at that particular time, I looked at it. It was from one of my union reps. He said, our union has been hit with the crash. I said, what do you mean? At that particular time, my savings, I lost $70,000 in my annuity savings. And it took me like 30 years to get to that particular point of where $70,000 was a hard hit with no way to recover that. But then I discovered something. Somebody told me a while ago, hey, what you have to do is to get smart with your investments. Don't have a lot of other people holding your investments. See, because right up on the top right here, you have your president, your business agent, your secretary, your financial secretary, your delegates, your labor, your manager. What you have is a structure just like that. I'm going to do it again, just like that. So what it's telling me that, hey, I have to become in charge of my own finance, my own business, my own economy inside my family so we can survive the next crash. And it almost happened not too long ago. So here we go. In 2012, one Bitcoin could have got you a little bit of stuff in the shopping cart. We're going to use that as an example, the shopping cart. See, because right here, what we got here, we might got a little bit of frozen fruit or something like that. That's all a Bitcoin could have brought you back in 2012. In 2013, your shopping cart got a little more fruit in it. You got some fruit, you got some orange juice, you got even dish detergent in the inside of it. Maybe a few oranges and pears. You might have a few sodas in it. That's something you like. So, but in 2014, one Bitcoin, okay, this is just a projection. One Bitcoin was able to fill up that shopping cart. You got a whole lot of stuff, a lot of canned food, and you can fill up your pantry. And from filling up your pantry, you also got some grocery bags right on the bottom. Matter of fact, look like you got a couple bottles of alcohol. You might got some wine down there, like Captain Morgan or something like that. That's in 2014. But right here in this invisible space, in 2017, in January 2017, one Bitcoin was going for $1,000. By the end of 2017, now you're listening to me, one Bitcoin was up almost to $22,000. That's 2017. Now in 2020, they projected Bitcoin, it's a probability and the possibilities that what's going to happen, it's going to reach, will you be able to purchase either a Stingray? I have a yellow one here because I like yellow. You either get that Gold, that GTO or that Mustang. And also, if you want to, you could possibly buy a Subaru, which I'm driving right now, but I can upgrade that. But in 2025, the projections is off the hook, out of the world. This is what one Bitcoin is projected to will you be able to purchase. You'll be able to get a Bentley. I like this green lime Bentley. You also be able to get a luxurious, beautiful house. This is with one Bitcoin. So in comparison, one Bitcoin to versus the dollar, which the United States dollar around the world is barely worth nada, zero, nothing. In comparison to other currencies, especially cryptocurrencies around the world, the United States dollar volume has dropped tremendously. So it equals possibilities. Now, also the biggest secret on the internet today is the MLS Bitcoin Club. We have a referral model right here. 2 times 2 doesn't equal 4. That's kind of math that I kind of like grew up with when I was in North Philly, you know, and it makes a lot of sense because you ever heard that old saying that a lot of the mothers used to say, I had to make $1 out of 15 cents. You know, and what that means is that you have to know how to maneuver and how to change and how to make things work. But in the MLS Bitcoin Club, one of the biggest things that attracted me to this company, to this club, was no monthly fees. There's a lot of business out there that's constantly charging you a monthly fee, a residual fee each month to keep certain people in business and keep certain people at a standard of living which you probably won't get in that particular club. But I'm going to tell you something. One of the biggest things right here, like I said, we have Sir Bronson. Sir Bronson is the owner of Virgin Records and Virgin Jets. He also has his own private island that he leases out to individuals who can afford it out there near the Fiji Islands, out there in the South Pacific. You have Mr. Bill Gates. Mr. Bill Gates, at one time, he said Bitcoins wasn't going to go anywhere. But in a recent statement, he said Bitcoin is unstoppable. So an individual such as that who has the power and has the money, I'm quite sure they have around about maybe 100, 200, 300, 400 companies, just like the man in the White House right now. He said he has 600 companies. I'm quite sure that one of them that they're investing in is crypto, some form of cryptocurrency. And it's probably Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the mother of all the cryptocurrencies. Right here we have Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. What he did a few months ago, he invested in doing an album. And what happened? They paid him in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. Bitcoin hit its climate back in 2017 in December. The Bitcoins that he purchased is worth $7 million. He didn't purchase it. He got paid with that for the album, the LP that he did, worth $7-something million. Here we have Floyd Mayweather, known for his excellence as a champion, as a boxer, but he's also known for voting on a lot of the underdogs. They said during the last couple of Super Bowls, he voted on the underdogs, and he won a lot of money. The last Super Bowl between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New England Patriots, he voted on, he paid and betted on the underdogs. They said half of that was in cryptocurrency, which is Bitcoin. Right here we have the leaders of the day also in this. You have John McAfee. A lot of people, John McAfee is an antivirus that's on probably 2/3 or maybe 3/4 of the computers around the world. He's a strongly advocate of cryptocurrency and especially Bitcoin. You have Cindy Wang, you have Justin Liu, you have Neil Castell. These people are what we call the engineers of where cryptocurrency is going. Now, our system is a completely automatic system. Our education system comes in 3 phases. And I'm going to tell you, we highly stress education with our systems because it is key to what we're going to do. Now, here we go. Let's continue. Phase 1. In phase 1, how to acquire Bitcoins, protect it, and to grow it. What we will do through our educational system will show you how to load money into your Bit payment card, your Coin payment card, your BitPay card. We will show you how to do that to get you started. There is a starting point within this system, and we will teach you how to buy and to purchase other cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Dash, Litecoin. It is the possibilities, and the possibilities are there for you to move forward. But here's something key. Every child needs a Bitcoin wallet. And the reason why I say that, in most foreign countries, especially like in Switzerland, up in the Alps and places like that, in Europe, they're teaching their preschoolers how to manage and to deal with Bitcoins every single day. Because in Europe, that is one of the key devices that they have, that they're teaching their children how to do this. And when I was young, there was a bank in Philadelphia called the PSFS. What they used to do is give us these little books, and you put your quarters in it as a savings. The same thing is just like the March of Dimes. That's how you would do that. So the investment is powerful. We need to start educating our children how this goes. Now, as a starter, we talk about through Crypto 101 and 102, how to protect and keep your cryptocurrency safe. We have something what you call a hard wallet, and this is called your treasure. And also, you can also use Bitcoin, BTC. You can use blockchain. These are other ways that you can protect your currency once you get started. Now, level one, we also will teach you, if you're interested, how to get yourself incorporated, because once you start to build up your cryptocurrency, you want to also look into an LLC. It's easier than what you think. And we have the tools, the educational tools to show you and to teach you how to do that. Now, we talked about that 401k and how I lost a lot of money. But today, in the way that the industry is moving through our educational system, the 401 plan and the trust plan will also be able to lead you to show you how to invest in that. And level two and level four, the intro to trading and FX. Now, this is something that I've been studying around with Mr. Perkinson, because when he have his webinars, what he tell us and what he show us, he says right here in the blue, when you get to the blue, he'll tell you something like this. If it was me, I would invest a little bit. If it's from $50 to $100, $200, $300, I would invest, because this is the right time to do it. And matter of fact, as of today, this would be the right time to invest. Now, phase two. We're going to talk about phase two, because phase two, it opens up a whole different level here. Now, through level 5 in our phase two, we will show you how to increase your credit score. Now, remember when I told you when I lost all that money back in 2008? But before that, my credit score was somewhere up in here. When the crash of 2008 took place, my score went down, to about here. And I lost a lot. But I'll tell you something. It's just a matter of how I bounced back. And how I bounced back, I started to look at ways of interest and principles, how to pay off my house in 5 to 7 years. And this is what we also teach you. Now today, a lot of the young millenniums, they're coming up not with 20-year mortgages. They're coming up with 35 years, 40 years, 45, 50 years. The system, what it is right there, is designed to keep you there. But why do that? With our system, which we will be able to teach through level 6, all the interest back in your pocket between 5 to 7 years. Phase 3. Let's talk about phase 3. Cryptocurrency is non-tangible. It's an e-wallet. We also have Visa debit cards. You can see it right here. BitPay. It's real, ladies and gentlemen. This way you will be able to convert your Bitcoins into United States dollars just in the event of an emergency that you need it. Because every place in the United States, they don't accept Bitcoins. Not yet. But they will. Trust me, they will. And we will show you how to receive Bitcoins for free. Now, we talk about offshore accounts. It's very important about offshore accounts, because the majority of all the banking, the huge bankers and banks, have offshore accounts. Billionaires have offshore accounts. We just got back from the Grand Cayman Islands on a vacation. What happened, we found when we went to the Grand Cayman Islands, hundreds of banks. Hundreds. You can see people coming in and out these banks. What it is, that is the capital for offshore banking. Also, you can purchase physical gold bars or coins or bullion with Bitcoins. And at this day, as of today, Bitcoins is 6 times the value of gold. Man, that's unbelievable. 6 times the value of gold. Now, Bitcoin, the MLS Bitcoin Club, we have a 10 Bitcoin Center. And I'm going to get started with this. Here we go. As you see in this diagram, in this slide right here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 steps. This 10 steps, I call them steps because that's what it reminds me of. It's a one cycle. One cycle is 74.25 Bitcoins. Now, if you take 0.16 times 3, it's going to give you 0.048. Now, if you add up everything on the top, on the block, you got starter, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Level 5, which we call the sweet spot, 3.0. That's 3 Bitcoin. That's the sweet spot. And if you continue to move up, go a little further, a little further, and a little further. But let me go back. Move a little fast here. Right here, if you total all of these up, what it's going to give you is 74.25 Bitcoins, which is roughly around about $445,000. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't beat that. And I'm telling you, this system is growing and it's growing fast. Your choice to build wealth, slow or fast. Bam! Here we go. Mine was fast. Because I sat down, I said, you know what? The only way to move forward is to educate myself with the MLS Bitcoin system and to know that if I take the slow track, I could miss out on something each and every second because cryptocurrency is building every single second. So this is what I did. I joined both. I started here at the starter position. And at that particular time, the starter position, it was at 0.016. From there, I moved to level 1 to got started. At level 1, it was 0.455. I said, well, I'm going to get on the fast track just like these models here. I'm running on the fast track. And fast track, what it did, it exposed me to a powerful money tree. Okay? It exploded. It was something that was so fast. I said, wow, this really works, the fast track. And what I did, I didn't know everything, so I learned as I earned the education system of MLS Bitcoin system. Now, as I mentioned, I took the fast track, but I got together with some like-minded individuals who think the same way that I did. And we sat down for about 4 hours to study this, but it wasn't even that long. Now, where it says you, that's me. I said, you know what? I'm going to have a private meeting with a group of people that sees a vision and want to change the way that their lives are. And these were people that were able to sit back and say, I can also invest to do that. So these are the individuals that I sat with. And I said, we're going to build this community. We're going to do it right. So if all of us come in through the starter level and level 1, we can build a community which will be able to show other individuals how to do this. So I started off with me, and I got 2 other individuals who were thinking the same way that I was thinking. When I showed them this, I said, we're coming at the starter at 0.48. I mean, at starter, at level 1. The level, all of this, what it did, it just put us at a point, and take it back. We all started coming at starter, which at 0.16. And what it did, it just built us up. This A line, both of these A lines, was a blessing to somebody else because they became somebody's B line, and it gave them a blessing. But what they did, they showed 2 other individuals, and they started to build. The Bitcoins began to start, the bits of the Bitcoin started to build, and this is what happened. And what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, when we got to here, the number 6 on the B line, it recycled. So we're talking about recycling over and over again. Your first 10 to 30 days to elevate to L7 is so crucial in this business. You have to move forward where you can't stand still. So let's look at this slide. We start here. To require the Bitcoin lifestyle, 1 cycle of 4 levels. Again, with the starter, level 1, level 2, and level 3. The first 30 days, we started here. You look at group 1. Once we got to group 1, we started right here, which group 1 in a time, with enough time, you will be able to accumulate 1 Bitcoin. And as we got here, I'm telling you, we were able to move forward. And as of 2/2 of 2018, February the 2nd, this is what the figure was. At 0.04 times 3, it gave us $1,000. And you can see what the scale is. That gave us 1 Bitcoin in the first group in the 3 cycles. So we cycled it 3 times in 30 to 90 days. What happened? It took us to $30,000 for that particular time. And these figures are subject to change. But this was a figure that was given to us in this individual that happened for them in February of this year. Now, an overview. I'll give you an overview. Now, the overview of this individual right here, they had a total which they received was 1.800 Bitcoins. They had 15 referrals, 18 total positions. The conversion rate in which per Bitcoin, which they were able to get, an update of this was November 18 of 2017. That figure of Bitcoins that they had came out in United States dollars of $14,513.02. This individual let it sit. They let it sit until January 10 of 2018. And what happened? Their money grew. And they made a profit. They made a profit of $12,097 by letting that sit. If you was to put this $14,513 in a traditional bank, all you would have received at 1% between November and January is $120. You heard what I just said. If you would let that $14,000 sit from November 2017 to January 2018 in a traditional bank, you only would have got $120 interest on your money. Now, man, don't tell me, man, Bitcoin is the way to go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the way to go. Now, with this conversion rate, our company, the MLS Bitcoin, paid out 249 Bitcoins, which totaled to $2,675,000, round it off. And with a complete withdrawal of 249 Bitcoins. Ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoins together, we can prosper. And that's what one of our key mottos is. That's what we're going to do. So here we go. The enrollment fee, limited time, is $49. This is not every month, ladies and gentlemen. This is an enrollment fee, one time. And we also have an annual membership fee, it's $99. There are some clubs want you to pay, and especially in the cryptocurrency business, they want you to pay at least $200 a month. Unbelievable. So we're giving you an opportunity to, hey, to look at this, get involved with this, and to check out what we do. Now, the Massive Leverage System Bitcoin Club, simply put it like this. Here's a few bullet points. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you learn and educate yourself about cryptocurrency. Okay? Also, diversify. Create multiple streams of income into different currencies as Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, and others. Wealth strategists taught by some of the best in the industry, because you got to teach yourself. This is global. This is global, ladies and gentlemen, and the payments are automatic, and you receive 100%. So, getting back to what I was saying, here's some partners on the Bitcoin wagon, and it's growing. If you notice some of these names of these companies, well-known, established business, but the two biggest ones as of today, and here they go. One of them is Alibaba, and the other one is Amazon. Amazon been floating around with if they want to get into this. Alibaba, which is located in China, he says, I'm not waiting on them. I'm already in it. So I'm cashing in on this. They're cashing in on the market, the worldwide market. It's huge. It is huge, ladies and gentlemen. Mostly European and Asian countries, they dealing with some form of cryptocurrency, and the mother of them all is Bitcoins. So hear me real clear. This is real. The way that the economy, the way that money has changed. Money is the oldest form of any type of currency in the world. They started off first with rocks, then they went to metal, then back to paper, now they're back to metal, And this is where it's going to go, through electronically. So we got to stop playing and get to understanding what cryptocurrency and what Bitcoin is all about. Time is for you to make a critical walk in your life. And the reason why I tell you is because there's 3 different types of people that probably is on this webinar. And this is the serious part of it. In 2010, I was one of the first type of persons. Oh, that ain't for me. In 2010, I was at a convention in Vegas with the company that I was with at that particular time. We had 10,000 people there. Everybody hooping and hollering, just trying to get to the next step. And there was another convention there in Vegas at the convention center. And at that convention center, they had about 4,000 people. But that was a tea convention. You was able to buy teas, purchase teas, sample teas, because that's something that me and my wife at that particular time, we love to do. And we still love to do that. But there was one other convention in Vegas in 2010. Hear me and listen to what I'm telling you. We was walking in the convention center because there was around about 50 other conventions in that center. A little guy walks up to us with a piece of Xerox paper. And on his paper, he handed to us. He said, "Mister, have you ever heard of Bitcoins?" He couldn't have been no more than 20 years old. I said, "Bitcoin? I never heard anything." He told us to come on and sit in there and listen to what Bitcoins is about. We went into their convention. You know how many people was there? About 200. 200 people. But Bitcoins is way over my head. And I said, man, I don't understand it. It's not for me. So I went back to the convention where I was at, that I paid almost $2,000 to get there. And here's the funny part about it. At that time, a Bitcoin was selling for $9. For $9. I had the money in my pocket. I just didn't go to Vegas just to go to the convention. I also went down there to gamble a little bit, play slot machines. You know, that's what I wanted to do. I had the money to purchase the Bitcoin. I didn't understand it. So I went back to the convention where I was at and asked one of the, I believe they call it SVPs, PIV, whatever they call themselves. And I asked them, have you ever heard anything about Bitcoin? You know what they told me? Oh, man, that ain't going nowhere. Stick with where you're at. Well, the company that I was supposed to stuck with, they ain't even in business no more. Some form of business they are, but not the way that when I came in there. And they lost. And I lost out. To take care of somebody else each month residually. I lost out. But here's the bottom line. You might be the second type of person. You got a lot of questions. Get your questions answered. There's a lot of people that in the MLS Bitcoin Club will be able to answer your questions. You'll be able to talk to Mr. Perkison. But get with the pros and the professionals. Learn as you earn. That's the key to this. And the other one is, hey, Kurt, you could have been stopped. You could have been stopped there. All you had to do is say, hey, I'm in. Tell me what I got to do. If you're that person, get back with the person who invited you on this webinar and tell them, hey, I'm in. I'm ready to meet Mr. Perkison. I'm ready. I'm down with it. So join us today. Get started. Hope to see everybody on the beaches of the world. My name again is Curtis McAllister. I'm enjoying myself. To all my friends overseas, wherever you might be, as I always say, somewhere around the world, it's morning time. So I'd like to say good morning to you. Have a great day and hope to see you all around the world. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.